Alrighty.
Yeah.
Switching over. Uh, welcome, everybody, to another exciting session of. I was about to say Everard Ash's Last War. Just because we were talking about it earlier. Nexus, Forlorn Legacy. Go watch Everard Ash's Last War. Um, Before we start, I wanted to thank everybody for coming out for our previous stream where we did our mid-campaign Q&A and chat. It was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. But now we're back into the action. And I'm Obsidia, the DM of this campaign. As is tradition, we're doing round the table introductions before a brief session recap, and we jump right back into the action. So without further ado, we have B.
Hello, everyone. My name is Beatrix Spunny. I am a taxidermy jackalope brought to life by the power of love and slightly mad science. I do variety streams focused on roguelikes, digital artwork, and RPGs, so if you like how that sounds, then check it out sometime. I also run a campaign in the setting and the system of Deadlands, so if you like the idea of what if alt history, steampunk, 19th century Wild West, but also make it horror, then check it out sometimes. We also have our DM as one of the players for that one if you want to see Obsidia just really feeling herself when it comes to Zenobia's voice. Tonight, though, I am going to be playing as our resident hobgoblin artificer, Feng-chen Wong. I am currently not the only healer of the party. It's a nice change of pace.
Thank you, B. And yes, you should go watch Deadlands. We currently have our circus freak being possessed by a French pirate, and we have to go raise a ghost ship in the middle of New Orleans. So that's fun. um, Next up, we've got Meris.
Hello, I am Meris Oram. I'm a celestial dragon VTuber. I specialize in storytelling and book reading streams where we talk about all things books, literature, and media literacy. I am no longer running a campaign, which is crazy to say, but not to worry, all of the VODs of Trial of Hearts is on my YouTube channel, so feel free to, check that out if you are so inclined to see our silly romantasy campaign with political intrigue and regicide as a treat. And but yeah, I'm here playing Soleil, the party's hot pink fae tiefling himbo werewolf man. And I'm ready to get wrecked this episode. I'm so eager to disappoint everybody. Thumbs up emoji.
Yes, go watch Trial of the Hearts. Multiple instances of Mpreg. Next up,
True.
we've got Sif. Speaking of
It's
Mpreg.
me, the multiple. Oh, sorry, Red.
I just said speaking of Mpreg.
Oh, yeah. It's me, the multiple instances of Mpreg. Hi, it's Sif, _ VTuber, living suit of armor. I do art. I play games. I'm back as Nafisa, who cannot be Mpregged, unfortunately, yet.
She could just be pregged.
Give it a bit. But yeah, she's back with her little stone dragonborn Nyx, and I'm very happy to be back and to be saying goodbye to Signa Vista. I'm so happy to be playing with you guys.
As happy to play with us as happy as you are to leave Signavista.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Sif. And last but not least, we've got Silly Lily.
That's my title. Yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is Lily. I am an artist that draws a lot of D&D stuff, including Aurora here. I also run my very own D&D campaign, Mistwalker Spectrum of Eternity. First 20 episodes that are up on my YouTube. We are recording hopefully 2 sessions in the next week, which is crazy. But to get back on track for that game, but very excited to do that and very excited to be here to play Nexus, play Aurora, and I don't know, we'll see if we get to her suffering. It's common.
Thank you, Lily. Sif is the MPEG extraordinaire. But yeah, previously on Nexus Forlorn Legacy, our heroes were able to capture the bishop and escape from the rich part of the city of Signavista to take him back to Lazlo's restaurant, where he was interrogated but not tortured, thanks to Nafisa's convincing. And then the next morning, the party was awoken by a convoy of UFAS soldiers and Next Corps security forces arriving in town to stabilize the situation. Woken, and start providing supplies and aid to this very war-ravaged city in the wake of the gang war that our heroes were participating in. As our heroes went to go meet up with Lazlo at his restaurant, they encountered a Next Corps corporate executive director, Angelica Delaney, a Azimir woman who knew a surprising amount of details about each of their lives, backgrounds, and potential connections, more so than even some of them know about themselves, which was very suspicious. She also provided them a warning that they have likely angered foes that they were not fully cognizant of, who will definitely dedicate more significant resources to making them suffer. As well as reiterating her desire to reclaim Next Corps intellectual property in the form of Omega, but the party respectfully declined. And with that, she went back to her business as the party then saw Lazlo, where they waited in anticipation for when the Redeemers arrived. Specifically, there was a male Tasmanian devil shifter priest named Mercy, who Lazlo referred to as Victor, as well as a incredibly large wood elf priestess named Temperance. And Lazlo offered the bishop to them, and after a brief magical interaction, they accepted Lazlo's story about the bishop's involvement with things counter to perhaps the church's interests. And after a tense standoff, they took the bishop with them and left with nary an additional word. And with that, we return to our heroes inside of Lazlo's restaurant, where everyone kind of breathes a sigh of relief. Lazlo goes out and gets drinks for everyone, as well as Andras goes over and takes out a stack of federal credits and starts doling them out to each of you. You each get paid, I believe I told you 500 credits? Is that correct?
Yeah, it's 500.
Correct.
500 federal credits for your services. You also all level up to level 8. And yeah, everyone who's in the bar is now celebrating. You do notice, as Andras is doing this and Lazlo's getting out drinks and stuff for people, that several other members of the Shrouded Assembly are taking out various boxes of things and moving out behind the restaurant to where, you guys have been in this city for a few days at this point, and especially been in this restaurant. That's kind of like the loading dock area. And they seem to be taking a lot of supplies. Some of it looks to be foodstuffs. Others, you'll see a guy with it looks to be a box of soccer balls and other things, is loading them apparently out behind the restaurant. What do you do in this moment?
I'll just speak for Aurora and say that she's probably pretty quiet and just is probably going to be attempting to draw stuff, but be getting frustrated. But we'll just... she's just in her corner. She's not really into the festivities right now. She wants some time.
Okay. Nafisa?
I mean, there's festivities, there's food, and, I've spent many time being sad. I am going to eat. I'm going to take food and just plop down next to Aurora or whoever else, even Nunes, and just eat really, Like, I'm very aware of me eating next to them.
Oh yeah, Ludus is devouring some nomages here. What about Feng-chen and Soleil?
I think if Nafisa's getting the food, Soleil is getting the drinks. Like total uh Oktoberfest style, like just so many beverages in each hand to bring over to the party.
Yeah, I think if everyone feels more or less settled, then Fung is also probably going to pitch in and bringing over some of the food, at least to the group.
Okay. Yeah, as you start bringing over food, there's like tons. It's pretty early in the morning, so it's like a lot of like breakfast stuff. So you get these like it's like a hearty kind of savory, like milk based stew with some meat and like potatoes, and it's like there's some eggs in there too, like some like boiled eggs that have been put in it with lots of course, lots of paprika and garlic. There's like some bread. Got obviously any kind of alcohol you want, as well as coffee and juices. There's also some pastries, like kind of like tarts and kind of like danishes and stuff that have also been brought out. And you see Lazlo, as he's moving to and from the kitchen for stuff, he's taking a lot of what looks to be like, sweet pastries, candies, candied fruits and stuff, and is putting them in boxes that he's handing to various assemblymen to take out back.
Is this something that I've seen Lazlo do before? Question mark? Like,
That roll out or even. This is pure just luck check on this one.
Yeah, even.
Okay. Odd.
Womp.
You've seen Lazlo does a lot of stuff out the back. Usually when he has people making various deliveries. He before the gang war and stuff. Lazlo would of course deliver like weapons and various supplies to the other gangs who were subordinate to him, in exchange getting various smuggled goods back, also redistributing smuggled goods to various invested parties and stuff. So he does a lot back there, but this seems particularly like targeted in a non criminal way.
Gotcha.
But yeah, you guys can have alcohol at like 10 a.m. if you want.
So I drink.
There, that is perfect. Some of the assemblymen have been allowed to do it, but you notice that most of the assemblymen here are not actually drinking alcohol. They're just, which is surprising considering last night they were getting hammered, but today they're not like hungover or anything. They just don't seem to be addressing it. Like it's like they're quote unquote like on duty in some way.
Should we like be concerned about something happening? I mean, like, we're done, right? This is all festivities. I can eat without worrying about Lazlo doing something bad. Like,
Oh, well, I think so far as we are concerned, yes, we are done. We've done everything we set out agreed to do. And frankly, whatever Lazlo does from this point is out of our hands and out of our control.
because they were putting some weird balls in the back and candy in the back, and they're not partying as hard as you'd expect to be after the big fight, right? Usually after a big strenuous adventure, everybody lets loose. But do you guys see anyone from Clan Songarland or even any of the Vanyaskins?
No, they're not in the restaurant.
Mm.
I mean, you ever heard of the phrase "no rest for the wicked"? I mean, there's always something to do. Looks like he's processing, packing up some shipments of
Hmm.
some sort, and I mean, that's just kind of what I mean, if you're worried, I can ask him about it.
As someone
I will.
who's worked in the food service industry,
Mhm.
would it be possible to make some kind of check to get a sense of like, well, this feels like it's for someone in particular. Could I get an idea of like, I
Sure.
wonder who this is going to?
Make
What
a
would that be?
make a history check with advantage.
All right.
Your catering experience.
25.
Yeah, with a 25, you get the strong feeling like, your mom's restaurant and stuff, they've catered events and stuff. There's definitely, based on the type of food and some of the items you're seeing, you would assume this is like a some kind of children's event that he's packing in some way. So like a lot of sweets. It's you see soccer balls and like some other like toys and stuff being loaded. And from your own experience, it definitely seems like like a children's birthday party, a charity drive, something along those lines.
And I forget, did he mention while we were around, like, uh, I know that we discussed part of his origin story
Yep.
while, like, we were around to listen to it. Did that include, like, the...
Soleil knows that he was an orphan from this city. Um, he talked about that in detail with Soleil when he talked about his own family history and how he met his wife and everything at the orphanage. Um,
I think I'll probably bring it up that way, sort of like, well, it would seem that Lazlo has some children's events he is catering for. Do you know of anything that might apply to Soleil?
He kind of tilts his head, ponders for a moment, and just laughs. Huh. Yeah, yeah, I've got an idea, anyway. Though I'm not sure if I'm at liberty to speak of it, lest I tarnish his entirely hardened reputation.
Well, I imagine even monsters have loved ones, as I think back to meeting Angela earlier.
she did mention her wife is from the city.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he would phrase it as he's got a sound investment in the city's future.
I want to think about the word as if she's like stuffing her face. I mean, so like we did that. After everything we did, you can tell us whatever about them at this point, right?
He kind of gives a little shrug. He's got a soft spot for kids,
Uh,
particularly those who have fallen on hard times.
Lunas is going plate for plate with Nafisa. They're going full shonen protagonists right now of just devouring. Like, if you ever seen Welcome to Demon School or Rumako, it's like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're he's just not even talking. He's in the zone feasting. He hasn't got to eat like this in days. um, and as the meal and stuff is going on, you notice at one point Lazlo goes back into his office, and he comes out like normally he's wearing fairly like garish attire, but now he is in a like very bespoke like black suit with the with a like that very azure blue, like tetrarchic coloring blue tie, and a blue pocket square, and he has a pair of cufflinks that each have the tetrarchic circle on it, with starbursts. And he's very openly, as opposed to, normally it's like, kind of like tucked in his shirt, but he's got his holy symbol very openly displayed over his tie, in this like three-piece suit, covering up like 90% of his tattoos. You only have like the neck tattoo, basically, just because he can't fully hide that.
Does he like prestidigitate it to look like a smiley face, or?
No.
Is he close by, like within like
Yeah, it's a
casual
restaurant.
talking
It's not
distance?
like a cavernous locale in any way.
Well, sure, but
Yeah.
like I can just like lean over and say something, or do I have to like get up and go to him?
Sure, he could be coming by to go say something to Andras after Andras paid you guys and stuff, and at that moment you can kind of lean over and say what you will to him.
I think Soleil will just kind of smile and just clean up nice.
There are special occasions that I finally can engage in, know that the conflict is subsided.
He gives a little nod, kind of looks over, like behind Lazlo to see all the boxes of stuff getting moved around. Got everything handled? Need any help?
He looks like he's about to say something, and he kind of looks at all of you, and make a perception or insight check, Soleil.
I'm only good at one of those. I'll do perception. 23.
You notice for a moment he actually looks over at Nafisa, very briefly, and goes, well, actually, now that the conflict has subsided, I was going to go visit the orphanage I grew up in, the orphanage of the Cerulean Sky, and there is somebody I need to see there, and I have a limited time frame to be able to do it. Perhaps you and your companions would like to come. I know you must feel invigorated with the opportunity to be able to see the community in a less conflicted light.
Soleil gives a nod, looks to the group. Feel like doing some good today?
We certainly can't spend the entire day in here.
Aurora? She's like
Huh?
poking her with a chicken nugget.
What's going on?
We're going to go look at an orphanage and do things that are good.
Oh, and I guess I should come along, probably.
Well, only if
If
you
you
want.
like. Are you all right?
Oh, I'm all right. She just
Insight
takes
checking that.
Wait, yeah, I'm gonna insight that. I'm gonna insight check it too.
I'm gonna give myself disadvantage.
Damn.
I'm gonna give myself disadvantage because I was about to describe that she is currently tearing off a piece of her sketchbook, crumpling it up while saying this. So, but I will still give my deception, which is a 13.
Nafisa knows.
Nafisa knows.
Feng really wants to
Oh, no.
believe that she's being honest.
Off that 26, can I like get anything more other than that? Like you're, hiding the fact that you're not fine.
You can probably see that there's a lot of crumpled sketch pages to her left, or to her right. And there's definitely a tinge of frustration on her eyebrows.
Aurora, I wanted to take photos of the community when, there isn't any problems going on to, give to whatever we're sending to Alessandra so that, we there is good here and that people should be aware of it. And don't, I want to make sure my shots are framed right. Could I borrow your eyeballs?
Sure. That sounds nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you want to come, we are just loading up the trucks. You can come in my car if you want.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I don't want to, walk with. Could we keep eating in your car? Looks at like Lunas. And herself. He's not gonna act like he's innocent. She would be eating in his car.
Just doing a quick mental over-under on the odds that someone tries to assassinate him again while we're in the car.
How about you ride with the rest of the assemblymen?
Okay.
So Nafisa and Soleil can go ride in one of the other trucks and get to eat all they want.
And Lunas. Mm-hmm.
I mean, sorry. Yeah, Nafisa and Lunas. Then Soleil, Fog, and Aurora could be in his sedan.
Actually, Nafisa will abstain from eating if it means sitting with the gang. Actually, I'm sorry about that.
Okay. Ludus will take another car because it's too many people for this one if you include Nyx. So yeah, you get to a very nice, super luxury. This is like what are they called? Like a Maybach, like those super expensive cars, but like very like 1930s and stuff. And Andras, opens the doors for you all, and then he gets into the driver's seat, and the rest of you join Lazlo in the facing each other seats in the back, as you start pulling through the war-torn city, and you see the various UFAS and Next Corps security forces setting up base of operations, providing their medical supplies, food, clean water to various people in the city, as they are trying to reestablish order. And you cruise through the streets, and it's odd being able to freely travel through the city for the first time and ever since you've arrived here. And the sounds of gunfire have stopped. And as you go through Lazlo's direct controlled area up through the center of the city where Clan Song is based, and you are able to get into the rich part of town again, where his own little mini convoy of about 3 trucks, or it's 2 trucks plus his car, arrive through the gates that you had to so carefully sneak past using magic and skill, as you enter the rich area and conveniently near the cathedral of the Cerulean Sky, the place you had this massive fight in, which, mind you, is currently roped off and stuff. Templar guards are all around it.
It's fully in the reconstruction of Notre Dame phase already.
Yes.
I did break a lot of stained glass.
Yes. The whole fucking roof of it, stained glass, got shattered by Kaya. And you drive past that into a more humble part of the what is the more church enclave within the city. You see a large fenced off enclosure that has a sign written in beautiful Gothic scrawl saying the orphanage of the Cerulean Sky, and you see a big statue of Aurora in her very much like kind of step healer, kind of like stepwise mother persona that like you saw in the cathedral itself. And there is just a whole bunch of like children statues around her as she's extending out her arms in welcoming to them. As the gates open and you drive through, and you see that there's probably, maybe a half a dozen different priests and priestesses of the Tetrarchic Creed here, and dozens of children of various ages, from very young all the way through like late teenagers and stuff, going about kind of like morning play after their own breakfast and stuff. And you see, everyone just lights up when they see these trucks arrive back in, and particularly when they see Lazlo's car pulling in, and begin to swarm around the vehicles as they park.
Important question. Does Nafisa recognize any particular Dragonborn priestesses?
No, she does not work at the orphanage.
Okay.
She's more of like a street preacher. And but it's all different kinds of races for everybody present. And as they get there, Andres gets out and opens up the door, and you guys at this point could hear the sound dampening of the vehicle itself abates, and you hear people, all the kids going, "Mr. Kovac, Mr. Kovac, Mr. Kovac," and cheering and stuff and swarming as the assemblymen start taking out the boxes, and you see Lazlo kind of smile as he gets out of the car, and one of the boxes is open, and he picks up a soccer ball, just throws it out into the mob of children, and they all squeal and begin like kicking it around and stuff. And everyone is just in joy, and it's such a bizarre contradiction to the life you've been living for the last 4 days in this city, and especially your previous night in the cathedral that's not even that far away from here, and it's just this place that seems to have been insulated from the horrors of the rest of the city.
Nafisa is definitely lining up some shots in response to this unintentional Lazlo good PR. And if Aurora is available, she will ask for help lining up composition, rule of thirds, golden rotation.
Yeah, I think she would help with that. She's definitely a little distracted, though.
Mhm.
As you line up your shots and everything, you see Andres starts kind of peeling off with just a couple members of the assemblymen, and begins to chat with some of they look to be probably like 17 or 18 years old. They're probably pretty close to cycling out of the orphanage at this point, and talking to them, and just pretty excited, and patting backs and stuff. And I don't know if you want to particularly overhear any given conversation, but the overall, the priests and priestesses present seem to be very pleased with all of this, and are doing their best to try and corral the pools of children into more controllable increments to get various treats and toys and everything.
I kind of like the visual image of Soleil trying to like help the priestesses like herd the children, and it works just because he's so strange and like freaky looking that like
follow the weird thing.
they just like shy away from him, so like wherever he goes it's like a magnet, like two opposite magnets, like wherever he goes the children just move in the opposite direction of.
It's also
Weird man.
His herd dog instincts. see, Ludus is absolutely pumped as a whole bunch of children gather around him and are oohing and awing about him, and you see him just doing the ha 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 as he starts like shooting out beams of radiant energy into the sky over and over again, and the kids are screeching in joy. Just in how like obscene this all is as he got his hands on his hips and just laughing as he shoots off beams of energy. But as Lazlo will eventually start weaving through the children, and he says some words to a few, like asking particular people's names and how they're doing. And he seems to be weaving to one of the priestesses. She's young. She's probably maybe like 22 or so. She is just a human female, dark complexion. Her hair is pulled back under a habit and everything. And he seems to be trying to weave his way over to her specifically, and she looks strained. Like she's clearly like not like concerned to see him, but she looks like there's something troubling her as all of this is happening.
I really want to abuse my new insight expertise, guys.
That's what you do, babe. Like, go for it.
Do you want to incite her?
I would like to incite that strained expression as I'm lining up the shot.
Make your insight.
As a 25.
Oh yeah.
She definitely looks like there is something on her mind. Like she's got a degree of grief. And while it is not amplified seeing Lazlo, it seems to be more empathetic seeing Lazlo. Like she feels bad and she feels worse for him for some reason.
Nafisa is gonna grab well, I'm assuming she's already with Aurora, so she's gonna grab Aurora's hand, then Soleil's, and then try to get one of them to grab Feng's hand. And if Lunas would not give a shit about this, actually, she wouldn't grab him. And then they just sort of pull them over to be nosy together, if they're okay with that.
Ludus is scooping up children and flying into the sky and stuff and swirling about. How obvious do you guys want to be that you're nosing in on Lazlo?
I'm not casting Pass Without a Trace.
Pass Without a Trace.
I'm not casting that. That is... I think we should be... I think if Nafisa's pointing it out to you guys, unless you guys say otherwise, we're just gonna walk up.
Yeah, I don't see a reason to be stealthy about this.
Okay, yeah, as you get up there, Lazlo goes up and goes, Sister Madeline, it is good to see you again. I apologize for my long delay. I've been occupied with business matters. And she kind of nods and chews on her lip a little bit before she goes, yes, well, we're happy to see you, Mr. Kovac. I wish that it was on better terms. Unfortunately, we don't have much time. And Nafisa, make your insight check that I know you want to make for the statement I'm about to say next.
17.
You notice that Lazlo visibly stiffens when she says that. As he kind of readjusts one of the cufflings on his suit jacket. He goes, well, then I am glad that I was able to come here promptly. Where are my manners? Sister Madeline, these are business associates who I've recently engaged in a very fruitful enterprise with. I wanted to show them the orphanage and the good work we do for the community here.
I think
Hi, we
Soleil
are.
would be the. Oh, go ahead.
No. This is your moment. Go in there.
I mean, not really,
I'm-
but I just being the closest associate of Lazlo's, I do think Soleil would step up and he has been practicing this. Will extend a hand in a very normal fashion, and just Soleil, it's nice to meet you. Glad to well, glad to see this softer side of Lazlo in person.
She takes your hand very, does that very like dainty kind of, half female handshake.
His handshake is a little too hard. just
Oh, no.
by pure instinct, I fear.
You, Nafisa, you notice that Lazlo is perceptive of this, and he also his mouth twitches a bit in displeasure at seeing Soleil overly shake the priestess's hand.
He's trying. He's trying.
He's
Nafisa
trying.
Yeah.
would definitely give the look of "Don't judge our baby boy."
She quickly pulls her hand back and kind of takes in her hand and does that rubbing, cracking knuckles thing that you do when somebody squeezes your hand too tight. Because it's good to meet you, Mr. Soleil. Are the rest of you with Mr. Soleil?
Yes, we are an adventuring party by the name of Romance Dawn. I am Nafisa. Nice to meet you. Yes, we did a lot of good work with Lazlo. We are very nosy, very helpful people.
Quite an eclectic group. May the four watch over all of you.
Thank you.
And also with you.
She does a strange smile and nods. Miss.
Was that Tafong?
It's to the two women that are present.
Yeah.
Introduce yourselves. Come on.
Go ahead.
I am Feng-chen Wong. Pleasure to meet you, sister.
And my name's Aurora. Good to
Miss
meet
Wong.
you too.
Miss Wong, Miss Aurora, it's good to meet you as well. She looks over at Lazlo, and Nafisa can tell that she's asking a question with a lot of subtext to it, and she goes, do you wish to see her? And you can tell the subtext is very much targeted towards you guys, like as if questioning if you are also invited. And Lazo will just glance very briefly at you all and say, I think they have earned that much. Perhaps it will be educational. And the sister will nod and go, well, she's lucid currently, so it'd probably be best to head over now. And he nods and files in behind her. And I assume you guys join the processional?
Yes.
We do,
Sure.
yes. However, Soleil is keeping his arms very close to his torso after that interaction.
All right. You weave through the orphanage grounds, getting into more of the dormitory areas, and particularly it looks to be probably the areas where the priests and priestesses reside. And there is a larger, like very kind of old-fashioned, like solid oak door that it kind of looks like this may have been from an older part of the orphanage facility that was then expanded on and modernized over the years. But this is still like a very old timey aspect of it, leading into a large, just from the size of the door, it's going to be presumably a large room / bedroom, and Sister Madeline will look back at you all and just say, just so you know, she can be a bit confused. So just be aware that things might seem strange, but this is one of her better days, all things considered.
Looking uncomfortably around at the other party members, like, what? Who is this?
Yeah, I'm assuming this is a very piece of Lazlo's life. This is not something that I would have any sort of inclination towards, right?
No, this has never come up in a conversation with you before.
I think Soleil is just gonna give a very soft, subtle little shrug, like he doesn't know either.
I see.
Nafisa, I have a question. Do you wish to stick with your current insight or roll a new insight for Lazlo?
Ooh.
Oh my god.
You got expertise. I'm giving you opportunities to use it.
You're right. You know what? And we ball. I'm gonna roll a new one.
Oh, the nat one! The nat one!
I'm confused, much like this woman we're about to meet.
Yeah, you can't pick up on anything.
I'm holding Aurora's hand right now. I can't think straight.
The hubris.
And with that, Sister Madeline will open the door, and you come in. You notice the heavy smell of incense, and this is specifically going to be something Soleil picks up just because of his doggo nature. This is a heavy smell of incense that is being used to cover up other smells. Like underneath this very cloying incense aroma, there is like a sickly sweet, perhaps like rotting smell that's being concealed. And you see that this room is very Spartan. There's a large holy symbol on the wall, a elaborate like oak desk with some like blue filigree on it, with a large stained glass window behind it of the goddess Aurora, and there are lots of books and ledgers, although there is a layer of dust on a lot of it, like it hasn't been used in probably a few months. And in a different part of the room, there is it's a fairly unadorned bed, probably a queen-sized bed, but like very simple, like blankets and pillows, not like a large four-poster or anything. And there is a priest currently sitting in a chair by it. There's a couple other chairs in the room that look to have been mostly directed towards where the desk would be, either one behind it or a few in front of it, but they've been kind of pulled aside to be closer to the bed. And you see a very kind of thin form in the bed that the priest is currently tending to. And Lazlo will take a step in, and you hear a weak voice say, little Lazlo Kovac, as coming from the figure in the bed. and he approaches. Do you guys join in?
A distance.
Nah, I think Soleil's
think it
gonna
would be
keep her
better to stay
respectful.
back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm,
Now that you're in the room, you see that she is a female Ophidian, which is a Yonti basically, but she is, I never liked the way the Yonti were, but she is a humanoid snake person. She looks to be probably a king snake by lineage. Her hair is very faded at this point. She's probably in her like 80s, maybe. It's like bands of like a dark gray mixed with white, mixed with kind of like an off gray, like the bands of a king snake, but the colors have all just kind of faded over time. And she's got various like scales that have also shared that similar fading. On her hands and on her face. And her eyes are entirely glassy. It looks like she probably is blind at this point, but you've got the very reptilian slitted pupils that just kind of stare out blankly as she smiles as she lifts herself up, and you see all of her serrated teeth and everything. She's wearing very plain garments. Her silver holy symbol around her neck, as Lazlo goes in and kind of kneels next to her and goes, "I could tell the moment you walked in," as she like flicks her tongue out. And Nafisa especially knows this, growing up in the Dragonlands. A lot of reptilian races tend to taste the air as a sensory additive to identify things, in addition to eyesight and everything. So she probably, even though she can't see, still has some level of perception of the area around her. And she lifts up one of her hands and puts it against Lazlo's face. How have you been? It's been too long. What? You've brought friends. I can't believe you've made friends. She kind of coughs a bit. She says, "Come, come, don't loom," as she gestures for the rest of you.
I mean, since she asked, I think it's only polite to approach.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Holy Mother Daniela, this is some people I've been working with. Oh, do they go to the seminary as well? She kind of looks in your guys' direction, flicking out her tongue.
Oh, don't don't worry.
We've
Don't
done
worry.
business in the church.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Lazlo's just being professional. We are his friends.
I knew he'd make friends eventually. I wrote his letter of recommendation, I was so proud of him.
Well, I think if you could see what he's doing for the kids outside, you'd be even more so.
Oh, he always would come back and spread his love, and hopefully he'll graduate soon. Are you going to graduate soon?
Me, ma'am?
Of course. Are you one of the youngins?
You could something like that. I mean, Lazlo's been taking good care of me.
He was always so considerate. I hope that one day he can be a great priest too. He was selected for the Redeemers, you know.
You don't
I
say.
want to. I want to
That's
look at
wonderful.
Lazlo and get a read on him in this moment, if I can.
Make an insight check.
15.
15. With a 15, you could tell he is straining, but he seems very unsurprised with this conversation. Like it's happened before.
But he doesn't seem like upset with any of our answers to her.
No.
Okay.
Lazlo is an amazing person. A lot of people already look up to him, so no matter what he chooses to do, he'll be taking good care of his community. We know that. That's why we helped him.
Hopefully he's shared some of his cooking with you. He would always follow me into the kitchen and cook and cook and cook for everyone.
I can attest to that personally, ma'am. He's not lost his touch.
Marta, is that you? As she looks at Aurora. Soleil, you know Lazlo's wife is named Marta.
Uh-huh. Soleil's gonna look at Aurora and give a little shake of his head.
No, it's my name's Aurora.
Holy Mother Daniela, you know that Marta isn't here currently. She is out of town, and you know that I did not go to the seminary. You were there at the blessing of my children. You know I married Marta. Married Marta? You can't do that as a redeemer.
Oh. Oh.
And you, Soleil could definitely pick up, and even Nafisa with her nat one could pick up that Lazlo is very disappointed. But it seems like he has had this conversation before.
It's all right, ma'am. I'm sure Marta will keep him on the straight and narrow.
Oh, the things that boy would do for her. I swear half the punishments he received here was because of her. I would say that she was a bad influence on him, except I know the influence he is on others.
There's a half laugh from Feng at that before she catches herself.
Victor, come closer, she gestures to Soleil.
Not quite, ma'am.
Does Soleil know who Victor is?
Soleil did hear at least Victor
Yes, that's one of the Redeemers.
as one of the Redeemers.
Ah, right.
The Tasmanian Devil one, right?
Yep.
Not quite, ma'am. My name's Soleil, but if you want to say something to Victor, I'm sure we can figure out a way to pass that along.
Oh, Victor always playing tricks. Don't think because you're a bit larger that you can get one past me.
I meant you caught me, ma'am.
I know that You may have a hellion's heart, but there's some good somewhere in there. I tried to make sure it brought itself to fruition.
I'm doing my best, as always.
He is doing excellently in that regard.
Oh, Elizabeth, did you know that I wrote Lazlo's letter of recommendation to go to the seminary?
Looking at Lazlo to get a sense of, would Elizabeth have known this, or?
He shakes his head.
No, I was quite unaware of that. He seems to have been very thankful, though.
Holy Mother Daniela, I'm sorry I could not come here sooner. I have been very busy, but it brings me great heartening to see you again. As he extends out and, he takes her very frail, like long scaled nailed hand in his, large, muscular orc hands, and just kind of holds it gently there. And I wish I could have done more. What are you talking about? Just a cold. I'll get past this in no time. I'm going to your graduation, son. I've been there for everything in your life. I'm not going to miss out on that. I just wanted you to know that everything you have done has meant a lot to me. And there are many things I wish I could have told you. But I know that you were the best influence I could have had on my life, and I only wish I could have made you prouder. I know that there will be plenty of opportunities in the future for people whose lives have had better chances than I have to see your wisdom and to do great things and to make the gods proud. And I hope you know that I love you more than you could possibly understand. Oh, don't worry, little Lazlo. I love you too, always have, ever since I saw your big, bright eyes looking up at me as you tried to hide behind the priest's gown. I knew that there was something special in you, and you would be a beautiful servant of the gods. And I'm just happy you've grown to be such a wonderful man. Don't apologize to me. If there's anyone you should apologize to, it's Marta, because you're breaking that poor girl's heart by leading her on when you know you can't be with her.
So,
Soleil knows that Lazlo literally did not go into the seminary because he wanted to marry Marta.
I don't think I need to do like an insight
Yeah.
check on this, but his eyes are just gonna linger on Lazlo's presumably heartbroken expression for a little bit.
Yeah. Lazlo goes, yes, I, uh, I should have, been better to her, and I will be sure to tell her that you disapprove of my choices when it comes to her. Oh, she's a good kid. I know she'll find a good man one day and have a beautiful family. But you have a higher calling. Now you and Victor and everyone else can go and let me get some rest here. It's straining me to have to deal with so much guff so early in the morning.
Of course, ma'am. As always, it's a pleasure to see you again. Still keeping up the the thought that he's Victor.
She kind of nods and she nods and will kind of wait a moment as Lazlo delays letting her go. But eventually, after a painfully long moment, he does. And he says, "It was good to see you again, Holy Mother. It always means the world to me when I get to look at you. And I can only give so much. You know how things are. But I wanted you to have this and to know that I love you, and I have gone through incredible feats to be able to see you today, and know that it was all worth it, and I would do it again." And he takes out a little like textured painting, kind of like made out of like painted like epoxy kind of thing, so it has texture to it rising off of it, and it is a it's the symbol of the Tetrarchic Creed, but in a snake Ouroboros, instead of the circle of the eternal cycle. And he hands it to her, and she runs her fingers over it, and she smiles and goes, "Oh, it's beautiful. I just wish my darn peepers could look at it better, but it feels wonderful. And it was wonderful seeing you again. I can't wait to see you tomorrow, and hopefully then you won't act so sad. It's just another day. There always will be tomorrow." And with that, Lazlo will stand up and nod, and she goes, "May the gods walk with you. And also with you." Goodbye, Holy Mother. And the priest kind of very gently ushers him and you guys out. Unless there's anything else you want to do or say to this woman.
Nah, I think we'll
Mhm.
heed her lead and scooch on out.
Grandma needs a rest.
Mm-hmm.
He's already in the carriage. I'm sorry, but I need to step away for a family emergency. Thank you for the game, and I'll catch up with everyone next time.
Okay, me.
Take care.
Bye,
care.
B.
Good luck, B.
Okay, well, if everybody's okay with it, we can
Mhm.
get going and
Sure.
fill in B.
Yeah, since I know the next scenes are big Soleil time.
The orphanage absorbing Feng-chen to cook for the kids.
Yeah, and with that, priest leads you out, and the Holy Mother has another coughing fit as she lays back in her bed as she turns to the priest as the door begins to close, and you go, "Did you know that I wrote his letter of recommendation to go to the seminary?" And that's what you hear as the door closes.
How's Lazlo looking, dare I ask?
Lazlo looks like he is kind of readjusting his jacket, rebuttoning it. But you notice as he's doing that, he is leaning kind of against the wall a bit, with his shoulders very slumped, before kind of correcting and trying to regain his composure.
I don't think he'll say anything because one, words of comfort are not his area of expertise. Two, what can you say in moments like this? But I think he'll just walk up to Lazlo and just silently put a hand on his shoulder in like a reaffirming squeeze and a pat. A silent I got you gesture.
Mhm.
How's Aurora doing right now?
Probably shaking a bit more and gripping yours very, very tightly. Very evidently not doing very well.
Nafisa is gonna like nod at Soleil as like, we're gonna give you space because you know this man best. And she is going to just not say anything and sort of lead Aurora off to a sunny like area with sunny area where there's like assuming like a bench or just something for them to sit at.
Yeah, there's
With the heat.
plenty of those in the courtyard.
They're gonna walk off. To go. Nafisa will try to talk to Aurora as just complete transparency in case Soleil wants to do anything with Lazlo first.
Not too much, but I think he'll just, after a little moment of silence and reprieve, just look to Lazlo like, thank you for the introduction. I can tell she means an awful lot to you.
I'm sorry that I could not show her to you at her best.
I think it's still quite the treat to see how highly she thinks of you, though.
She, despite likely her uh, common sense, always saw more in me than perhaps there really was.
Maybe. but looks to me like just as she meant a lot to you, you meant a lot to her.
Yes.
I think there's something good to be taken from that.
It's funny in retrospect. She was there when I met the Redeemer's recruiter, and I turned him down, for I saw through his shit. And she knew that I was never going to use that letter of recommendation, and that I was always going to run away with Marta in the end. And she reluctantly did officiate our wedding and baptized our children and had them go through their first rites and everything. And it can still be difficult to hear the aspiration she had for me that I fell short of.
Soleil kind of tilts his head at that, like, now, I may not understand all of this, and he sort of gestures around at the general, churchy area, and I don't know much about higher callings, but I think that, I mean, I don't ever think it's a wrong choice to follow your heart and your instincts. I think that's probably the truest guide we might have.
I will not apologize for my family. I love them completely, and they're one of the few things that are actually bright in my world, but all the things I have done in my life, the things that I have had to do, the things that I have embraced, that I enjoy doing, it can get difficult to feel like it was all worth it. But some things cannot be changed.
Soleil gives a understanding nod at that.
There is nothing like a poignant reminder of your own mortality to provide insight into the future. Would you walk with me for a moment?
Sure, yeah, sure. Could go for some fresh air, yeah.
He walks through, takes you to a large chapel on the orphanage grounds. Very like plain and simple, but it's pretty much arrayed for hordes of children at various phases to engage in their own prayers and everything. And he will lead you in, and he finds a pew where he sits down and gestures for you to sit down next to him.
He'll do so. Plop himself down.
And he points down at a chunk of the wood where a bit hidden from sight until it was pointed out, you see carved into it is the word Lazlo.
Heh. This a frequent haunt of yours?
I tried to be devout, but as a child, things can get tedious when you do not see the purpose behind why you pray.
I think everyone, kiddos included, like to feel like they've left their mark.
And speaking of leaving that mark, I wanted to talk to you about the future.
Yeah, I mean, of course, there's got to be more to do. I mean, this is what we've done is a hell of a good start for you, but I imagine there's plenty more, and I still, among other things, owe you a favor on Aurora's behalf. But yeah, we can talk shop if you want.
Yes, there is a lot of work still to be done, and I know that I will not always, despite my seeming image of invulnerability, I will not always be here to do it. And Andras is capable. He is quite capable. He is an excellent lieutenant, but I think there needs to be a very particular type of leadership that the Shrouded Assembly here can utilize to really achieve its full potential. And
I couldn't agree more there. I mean, granted, I don't like talking about that far of the future where that is going to happen, but he kind of pauses a little bit. You're going to be leaving some pretty big shoes to fill, Lazlo.
I am simply the latest iteration, and I have confidence that my successor will outshine me in every possible way.
That's a hell of a vote of confidence there.
It is based in faith, and despite what the life I live, faith is at least something I know about with some level of experience.
Well, shoot, if you already have someone in mind, then sounds like you've got everything figured out.
I do. The only thing I need is confirmation.
He kind of blinks. This is going over his head.
The city has been ruled by me in my own particular ways, but I feel that as the times are changing, it needs someone strong, someone uh, ruthless, someone who can uh, root out threats, hunt them down, if you will. And I think the most capable person for that, Soleil, is you.
He pauses for a moment and blinks again. His knee-jerk reaction is to laugh, and he quickly swallows that down because he knows Lazlo would not appreciate being laughed at in any capacity. And just um that's that's an awfully funny funny idea there, Lazlo, but
I
no, that seriously, who do you have in mind?
I am not laughing, Soleil. And I have
He
never
shuts up
lied
really
to you.
quick. Oh, You're serious? You think that I can... Lazlo, pardon me for being a little tongue-tied in this moment, but I'm not sure that's a good idea. I mean, listen, I always trust your judgment. I know you're planning things 2, 3, 4 steps ahead. I I don't think I don't think that's a good idea. There's ruthless, sure, hunting down enemies, certainly, but I'm not a leader of any kind. I'm not clever or strategic or charismatic like you are. Anyway,
Soleil, you convinced 3 absolute strangers to come to my city and to put their lives on the line for a debt that you owed me. You have carved a bloody path of destruction across this entire city, and they have followed you every step of the way, no matter what. And you have achieved success. You are ruthless, you are strong, you are capable, you are not as stupid as you always think you are. I see in you a leader. I see in you somebody who could keep this city in line in a way that I never could. The men, they respect you. Andras is fanatically loyal to you. He would gladly serve as your lieutenant as he has mine. You can...
Soleil gives a little subtle cringe of guilt there.
You can build teams of equal capability to that as your new associates. Being able to identify that is a skill. That is strategy. That is how you survive here. This city has had a gangster leading it. But imagine if it had a hunter, as he kind of taps you on the chest.
The thing about hunters, though, about hounds, is they need someone to point them in the right direction. I think that, believe me, I am truly flattered and honored by your vote of confidence, but I truly think that I am only half as capable as you think I am is because you point me in the right direction, Lazlo. You know how to use a guy like me to deadly effect. I know what I'm good at. I can't be the one holding the leash. It just to be the one to command people to do what I do. I don't think I'm quite as ruthless as you or I initially believed.
He scrutinizes you, and as he looks you up and down, he goes, "You have a future here. You do not have to be on a leash. You do not have to follow others' commands. I can teach you everything you need to know, and you can be your own master. You could be the one who wields the blade."
He pauses again, considers this. I think you might be right in some respects, that one day maybe I'll find I don't need someone to direct me. And I have no doubt that you'd be a very good teacher. There's a lot I could pick up from you. It's funny, we were just talking about callings, purposes. I still have a lot that I have to do while I'm here. Things that are important to me. I have family of my own that I'm looking out for. Not like yours, you understand, but I've got people counting on me. And until I see that through, I can't commit to any one path. And I'm really sorry that I have to disappoint you. Because I know what it means that you even asked me at all.
He kind of looks at you, and all the tension in him just kind of evaporates as he kind of just slouches and leans back against the pew, staring towards the altar and the large holy symbol behind it. It just looks like accumulated fatigue has hit him, and he just sighs and goes, "It seems that I was wrong about you."
How so, may I ask?
You have lost the edge that you had when you first came here. There is weakness in you that prevents you from being what I need you to be.
I think that, yeah, a lot's changed since we first met. But I don't think what's happened to me is kind of weakness. Not quite like you imagine. I know that you said that with my companions, you said they made me weak. A handful of months ago, I'd probably agree with you. Feels different, though. And it seems strange to say, considering who I am and where I came from, but they keep me human, Lazlo. You may think you want a ruthless pack hunter at the top of your fashion food chain, but what happens when that's not enough and he starts eating his own? They keep me here. And he sort of taps his chest. And I didn't realize that I needed that.
You know, it is like I said. I was wrong about you. But unfortunately, you are more like me than you could possibly imagine.
He's smiling at that, and you can't tell, but the light behind his eye sockets flicker. Just, I don't know, Lazlo. You turned out to be a hell of a guy, if you ask me.
You see that there is he's not like trying to shroud it, there is an incredible sadness and pain in his heart at this. The people you love may keep you human and grounded in this world, but be careful of what you do for them. I know that. Sorry, you can go.
No, go ahead.
I know that there are things that I have done for the people I cared about. And when you are young, you do not fully see the consequences that are awaiting you for the decisions you make now. What you do to protect them. What you do to survive and ensure that they can survive in turn. I am not a man who begs, and I have accepted your declining this offer, and I see now that it would be ill-fitted to you, currently. He seems to put a little extra emphasis on that. But I know the lengths that you may go to, as I have gone to. And the company you keep can have great influence on such things. When you see them suffer, what will you do? to alleviate that pain and to see it never happen again. When I was young, I wanted to be powerful, to be successful, to protect the one person I loved more than anything else. And so, I made a pact. A pact with a being I did not understand completely, with terms I did not completely understand. The power was easy when I was young. The ramifications were limited. But as I got older, and I had more to lose, and I wanted more from my own life, I was prevented by my pact. In exchange for power, I must feed this city. The blood of my enemies, the blood of my allies if it has to come to it. It's easy when you are young to kill and kill and kill and see the power rise. But then you get older, you have family of your own, you have children, you wish to see them, and you can never leave because you have your pact. And there is no way out. What will you do when your friend's pact gives them no way out? What are you willing to give up for them? What are you willing to lose? That is the last piece of advice I can give you going forward. They will keep you grounded, but they will cost you everything.
He nods and looks at Lazlo and just very simply says, "Do you regret it?"
I do not regret marrying that woman. I do not regret my two beautiful daughters. But every day I regret the deal I made to keep them safe. And I wonder how much happier they could be if I had never made that deal in the first place. But I cannot change it. And this is who I am. This is what I became. Because I thought I knew what was best for them. I do not wish this life on anyone, but I thought that you had the disposition for it, but we are all weak men in the end, it seems.
Soleil thinks back to the various people that he's met, that he's known, all of the sacrifices they make. He thinks about, of course, his father. He thinks about his mother, Euphoria, and the things that they did for their loved ones, the choices they made, irreparable choices that they made. And how it destroyed their lives. But then they made new ones. And he just looks to Lazlo and puts a hand on his forearm. He goes, I know for a fact there's nothing to be done about Fey pacts. I can't make any false claims of hope there for you. But old dogs can always learn new tricks. Gives a little flash of his eyes at that. There's no... You don't regret your family. I think they love you very much. And would never want you to feel any kind of guilt that you're a part of their lives. I really hope that my friends don't feel guilt that I'm a part of their lives either. I'm making choices. For the first time. I might make some wrong ones. But I'll figure it out. I've never had that option before. I think I gotta see where it takes me. But I'll be careful. I will.
Lazlo kind of nods. I hope you make it through this with it perspective undiminished. And I want you to know your little friend was right about one thing. There is more to life than just survival. But once you get beyond survival, everything becomes so much more difficult.
Yeah, I'm finding that out. But it's kind of exciting. And I'll never forget everything you've done for me, Lazlo. You were there for me when I didn't have anything but the clothes on my back and the idea of a hunt. And you know that just 'cause I'm saying no right now doesn't mean goodbye. You're not gonna get rid of me all that. That is, if you still want me around from time to time.
He lets out a deep sigh and stands up, and he puts a hand and kind of taps it against your mask a few times and goes, "Do not worry, Soleil. I will be using you again. And I will likely make you worse for it."
Yeah, he kind of sighs and lifts himself to his feet. But, that's what men like us do, don't we?
It's in our nature. And he just walks out.
He'll watch him go, feeling a weird mix of pride and disappointment and confusion, and sits back down on the bench, looks at Lazlo's name carved into it, and sees Lazlo treading familiar ground, looks back to the building where enjoys the sun for a moment before pulling himself back up and heading back to where the party is. Decision made.
Okay. Well, that's going on. Let's have Nafisa and Aurora on a bench.
So, Aurora's not going to start anything right at this point.
Probably not.
Nafisa's not sure how to broach everything she doesn't know, but she's going to do something that her aunt did for her when she was a kid. And with Aurora sitting on the bench, Nafisa's going to get up, go around to the back of the bench, wrap herself around Aurora, and then using either thaumaturgy or the gust of wind spell, she is going to gently blow a gust of wind through Aurora's hair. And offer her physical comfort until she says something.
Mm-hmm. I think she'll wrap her hands around your arms, just kind of close her eyes as the breeze kind of goes through. Just take a deep, deep sigh. Can you miss someone you don't know?
Yeah. I do. Do you?
I don't know any of my family. I guess I did once. But I forgot them all. Aurora Lethe. At least for now, that's the first time I've heard that name.
You want to fight them?
I mean, I guess so. I don't really know what I'd say. I think I might be your daughter. I don't think I've ever met you, but, I guess you abandoned me at birth.
Do you think you'd want your memories back?
Yeah. Nafisa, I think through my life. And there's not much there. I think I've filled in holes with memories that may or may not be real. But of what I'm certain of, what feels real, set in stone, I think I got like a year.
Or you forget everything?
No, that's just how much I remember.
No.
She's taken basically everything but you folks. And I
This
didn't
pact,
even realize it.
this pact, this gift, the Raven Queen, do you like them?
I like being able to paint, but I don't know if I really can anymore.
Every time you make a painting, you have to use your pact, and then you lose some of yourself.
Leave a piece for me. It's what it said. So, I can't be for certain, but I know whatever I paint, I lose memories of.
Does it? I'm not the smartest, especially when it comes to the Fae. I still can't get over that everything has to be give and take, not just helping. I mean, you like Netheris, right?
Yeah, I do.
And when she helps us out in fights and stuff, you don't lose a piece of yourself then, right?
No, it's just when I paint.
So why can't it be like that with the Raven Queen?
Because my pact is to paint for her.
Yeah, but it's just a piece. Couldn't. I'm sure Fung could come up with a better solution, but it doesn't have to be a memory if it's something vague like that. And
I haven't had the option to choose what's taken.
I started scrapbooking everyone a lot more closely since we, you know, found things out. But you're right in that whatever memories we make in the future, whatever we write down and keep won't. I
If I
forgot something, and even if I had it written down, I know it wouldn't be the same as just knowing it.
yeah.
But I mean, we
So
should get them back.
get my memories back, go knock on the Raven Queen's door and say, hey, give those back.
Aurora,
Mm.
I became an adventurer for two reasons. One, I want to be a really great person with a lot of great stories. And two, being an adventurer is the freest thing you can do in this world. There's nothing there's nothing that you can't do. Think back to all the stories, the paintings, the tales of great people doing things once thought possible. Maybe turning a fae from a contractor to a friend could be one of those things.
Lisa, you are very optimistic.
Nah, this isn't just blind optimism. We are Romance Dawn. We are going to do great things, and we aren't going to let anything tell us what we can or can't do. Okay? Doesn't matter if it's nature or a really powerful company or our dad saying we can't go adventuring. We can do anything we put our minds to. And I really mean that. After everything we've been through, I think my optimism isn't so blind.
I'm thinking about asking her if I can renegotiate our contract.
Yeah. I mean, we can Yeah, actually, yeah, why can't we do that?
I've never tried, but I mean, at least what I'm thinking is just asking her to not take pieces of my memory. Because, I mean, I was trying to paint this morning and everything, trying to draw, and just everything I went to paper, I just got scared that if I drew it, then I'd lose some memory of you folks. And you folks are literally all I have left. Except for Tony, but he doesn't count for shit.
Last time I said, don't worry, we'll always be with you. But I don't want you forgetting important things with us. I don't want you forgetting the union and the sleeping together and Nick's talking to you. I
But,
don't want you to forget those things.
but Nafisa,
Hmm.
the problem is that I love, I love creating, I love painting, and I don't, I don't think I can anymore. Unless something changes.
So we'll talk to the Raven Queen. Soleil and Tong will help out a lot with that, and I'm sure Nexus will too. And from how you describe things, I'm sure the Raven Queen likes you too. I mean, you're kind of really hard not to like. So she'll be like, "Oh, Aurora, you're right. If you forget everything, then you won't be you, and then I won't. I like you. I want you to be you." And then she'll be like, "Oh, here are your memories back, or here's the new contract. You buy leave a piece. It's just leave a little drawing of me and all of your paintings or something. I don't know, but." I'm sorry to make it a little silly, but
It cheers me up a little.
no matter what happens, Aurora, we'll help you, okay? Whether it makes Raven Queen our friend, or if we have to go on some large quest or journey to find an alternative, or do you think something bad would happen if you lost your pact?
I don't know. If, since the pact was just to be taught and learn how to draw better, I'd imagine I might lose that ability.
Mhm.
But I guess I can gain it back over time.
Yeah, I wasn't really good at talking for a while until Professor Jacobs taught me. And, I draw too, and I have my camera, I have ideas, and Aurora, I used to be really self-conscious about my photos and my little doodles and stuff. I grew up with Charit and, see the things she makes. But art isn't beautiful because of how well it's crafted or what techniques you use or how expensive the price tag is on it. Art is beautiful because you put yourself in it. So if you have to learn all over again and if you have to deal with the frustrations of having to start from beginning, I promise you, your art will still shine just as beautifully because you drew it. After all, this is you. And then, like, Nafisa just holds up one of the photos she sneakily took of Aurora while they were at the orphanage. When they were lining up shots, and it's like a photo of her, like, with the sun hitting her just right. And, like, despite how depressing Aurora might have been, I imagine she flickered at least a little bit of a smile seeing the children.
She's clutching her left arm, probably for the last while. Um, yeah. I think I need to talk to her. Which we'll see how that goes, considering I haven't in 5 years.
I'm sure she's. Mm, No, I will keep that thought to myself, actually. That's not going to be helpful. But, he'll be here with you, Aurora, every step of the way. Okay?
Okay. And she's gonna look down at her shadow and just speak to Nethris and just say, I'm sure you heard all that.
You don't want to do this.
What else am I supposed to do?
You actually hear like a degree of hesitation in the voice before she says, what you agreed to.
Nethris. And is Nafisa hearing this? I just want to make.
No, this is going to be psychic with you.
Okay, I just wanted to check.
Yeah.
Aurora is speaking out loud. I want to note that.
Yep.
If you heard me, if I keep drawing, I think the only person that's gonna be left is you.
This is a bad idea. You don't want to do this. It's not worth it.
My family, my partners, my home, my friends. I'd say they're worth a hell of a lot. I've really got nothing left. Nethris, I've got nothing left. I think back in my mind, and it's just a miasma of confusion, tempest of malaise, and just fear. I have to do this.
Hear no response for a bit. You hear a somewhat tentative, somewhat nervous, will you stop if you don't speak to her?
I don't think I can draw anymore. I don't have it in my heart.
I make no promises, but I will convey the sentiment.
Thank you, Nethris.
Were you talking to Nethris?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I know I freaked Soleil out the same way, similarly, when I started talking to animals and he didn't realize I could do that. But, if Nethris is worried, I want her to know that she's just as important to this party as you are. I want to be her friend too. So, no matter what happens, we are going to try to find a way for the Raven Queen to admit for the three things: Raven Queen friend, you to not lose your memories, and Nexus stays with us.
He just gives you a very weak smile. Just says, I don't expect we'll get all three.
No quest would be worth telling if we got what we wanted at the door, right? But
Right.
it will be worth pursuing.
And she'll just kind of chuckle and just say, you hear that, Nefris? You're one of us.
You just hear, I would not thank me yet. And you feel the psychic link sever.
She's gone.
I'm just gonna stay longer in the future. I hope she can like appear in front of us in the future. I wonder what
Maybe.
she looks like.
I mean, I could describe her.
Drawer!
Nope. I would be surprised. I'm imagining someone imagining her like one of my aunties, but like younger.
I mean, she's a void elf.
Also like purple. Got it.
Well, it's more of like monochrome, like black and white, gradient, and purple eyes. He's much taller than me. Really, quite attractive.
Like you too.
Right.
Hey, Aurora.
Hmm?
If we settle things with the Raven Queen, right? Do you want to keep adventuring with us?
Yeah. I would.
Okay. Very happy to hear that. But it's not a requirement, and if at any point you change around, you do it. I will still be in your life.
I know. I mean, I don't really know what I'm doing with my life, but I guess I'll figure it out.
I don't know either, but it would be fun adventuring with all of you. I think I'm good unless there's anything else you want to do, Lily.
All good.
Okay. And with that, Soleil will return. You see Lazlo returns, and then a little bit after him, Soleil follows, and Lazlo goes to go talk to Andras and hands Andras his suit jacket as he goes and plays some soccer with some of the kids.
I think
No.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was like, after I was gonna start a conversation, but if you got something to start, I was just gonna make further time.
I was just gonna say, I think once Soleil comes back, as ever, wretched at reading the room, kind of approaches you guys, and just feeling the depth of the emotion from his own conversation, he just starts with Nafisa, walks up to Nafisa, and just like scoops her up into a big tight bear hug, sets her down, goes over to Aurora, a little more gentle, but still still a big hug, and yeah, I'm not sure if we're saying that Feng is here too, but if she is, she would get a hug as well. And just
and Nyx.
And Nyx, of course. The goodest dog. And and just so
ready to get out of this fucking town.
I think I've had my fill for now.
I think now is a good time to give you something, Soleil, before we go, if that's okay with you guys.
Yeah, what's up?
I made you a thing. Because I don't want you to look at me and feel guilty. This is going to. I know how your brain works. I know how it's wrinkled. I don't want you feeling guilty looking at it. Okay, this is not a thing to feel guilty about. This is a thing of trust, and protection. And she's going to hand you a little shoddily made charm of like string beads, and these strange like sort of like wood colored yet stone feeling pieces. And it takes a second to click what those are the shards of her horn, of the horn that broke when she took that bullet for you in one of the earlier combats.
He holds this in his hand as the pieces quite literally fall into place and looks back up at you and closes his hand around the beads. And is this long enough to like be a bracelet or a necklace or?
It's like enough to be like a small little phone, like a little charm that you would hang off of like a phone or something.
I think what he's gonna do then is he's going to take it and attach it to the hilt of his sword.
Nafisa's going to, like, as she does this, she's going to put her hands on his hands and just say, okay, like I said, this isn't a reminder of guilt. I don't want you feeling bad. I know you give your all to protect us, but I want this to be a reminder that we are here for you too, no matter what. And I want you to, no matter what happens, no matter what you choose to do, to be, or what I choose to do or be, or Aurora, or Feng, or Omega, or Nyx, or looks at Lunas, then looks back.
As he's continuing to zoom me around on all fours, chasing children.
We will always love and protect you too. You're our family, Soleil.
I'm mighty glad to hear that, because and you can tell he's a little choked up, but he's like fighting through it. I'm mighty glad to hear that, because I just turned down a really good opportunity for you guys.
What was it from Lazlo?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like a big sigh of relief from Nafisa.
I told him how much y'all mean to me. That's why I can't stay here forever. We have things to do. And we're gonna
to see.
Yeah, and I know that I can't keep any of you 100% out of harm's way. That's just an impossible feat. But I forgot an important teaching too. Ironic, considering. And he sort of motions at himself and all of his own scars and gilded tattoos. People get scratched up. And it tells a story. I'm glad that you're not hurt, of course. But, if you want, I can make that, and he sort of gestures to your fractured horn. I can make that a part of your story, too.
Not yet. My babu and my mamu, one of my aunties gave them in Wisteria some of those gold markings. When the time comes, you'll know it, and then you'll give me it. My mom told me my dad had to work really hard to impress my auntie to get one, so you'll know when to give me one.
I would say that you've impressed me a lot as it is, Nafisa, but you're right. You know when the time comes.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Soleil. That means a lot.
All right. I think that's probably a good place to wrap up tonight. Especially with B not being here. But yeah.
Guys, the character growth has been insane this arc.
Holy
moly.
I need next arc to be so chill. On God, I need a break.
Time for the 13 episode arc about a painter.
We just need to dunk on Tony, go to the beach, and have a good time.
Kill a monster. No more ambiguity. Just good old fashioned Dungeons and Dragons. Maybe a dungeon this time. Maybe a dragon. Who knows?
You have a dragon. His name's Ludus.
I'm a dragon too, and we have Nyx. You know, that's 3 dragons. That means we need 3 dungeons. Oh God.
Quick adventure. In and out 20 minute stops. But yeah, I think that's a good place to end here for tonight. Thank you guys for watching and sitting along. If you haven't done so already, please give me a follow here on Twitch. Give me a sub over on YouTube where we have every episode of the campaign up to date. You can go see every step of the brutal Signavishta gang war arc. Some would say it's no rest for the wicked, but I appreciated the title drop by Meris earlier in the episode.
Totally did not even mean it, but you're so welcome.
You can also give me a follow on Blue Sky, and you can join my Discord, the Eternal Citadel, and be a part of my incredible community. You should also go check out all my wonderful players. They're all great beans in their own right. Currently, 3 out of 4 of them are running campaigns. One of them just finishing one, so go watch his campaign, all of Trials of the Hearts. Go see Mpreg live in 4K. And I want you all to know you're all beautiful, amazing, and valid people, and I hope you enjoyed spending your evening with us nearly as much as we enjoyed spending it with you. And never forget the most important part, which is the world is better having you in it. That'll be it for the week. We had a spicy session, and we will be back in 2 more weeks to finish this up and begin our next little arc. So stay tuned for more action. I have lots of cool boss battle art I've commissioned in the meantime, and I'm chomping at the bit to unleash it on my poor unsuspecting players who've had it too good for too long.
Good.
We've had it too good.
This is them at their best.
Oh, here, artillery.
Artillery.
Artillery. We are gonna go raid Yulia since she is streaming. If you're a follower, please copy down the call to hugs. If you're a sub, please copy down the Knight's message. She's playing, was it Fields of Mystria? And yapping away. And you know how we love a yapper in this house. Yulia is also going to be one of the players in my off-stream D&D campaign I'm going to be running soon. The Crooked Moon by Advantress Entertainment, which I'm very excited to run and spookify my players with all kinds of bamboozlement. Time to make them suffer at an entirely different venue. But yes, I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Copy down those messages and have the sweetest of dreams. Bye!
Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.